Hello, my name is Eric Capaci, pastor of Gospel Light Church in Hot Springs, Arkansas. And I want to take just a moment and give you an update on what God is doing in this area as churches have come together, pastors have come together to pray and to see our city experience revival. But in order to do that, I'm going to have to go back and give you a little background. About 3 years ago, Jim Maxim and the Acts 4:13 ministry, through just a series of miraculous events and scheduling opportunities, came to the city of Hot Springs, Arkansas, and began to hold prayer gatherings in the downtown convention center of Hot Springs, Arkansas, with a little radio advertisement and some church announcements, and most importantly, obviously the Holy Spirit of God working through all of that. Crowds began to gather every month, large crowds, incredible crowds. And we began to see a movement of prayer in our city as Acts 4:13 would show up once a month and host these prayer gatherings. Finally, after 4 of these, they decided maybe it was time to move on for a while. And so the pastors got together as a result of Jim meeting with us and encouraging us to not let this stop. We began to have Thursday morning prayer meetings. And we had 5 and then 10 and 15 and 20 and 30 and 40 churches gathering, pastors, leadership gathering to pray at different churches in our city. It was incredible. And as these prayer meetings began to develop and grow and become more meaningful and special, from that, we began to do other things. We began to host other prayer gatherings at local churches on like a Sunday night. We partnered together with a program called Stomp Out Hunger to help feed the poor in our community. We partnered also with the Salvation Army and their Angel Tree program to provide gifts for over 1,000 children in our community as a result of these prayer meetings on Thursday. We began to have pastors and pastors' wives dinners and just get together and talk and fellowship. And each time we do this, we sit at different tables so we could get to know on a more intimate level the pastors in our city. I remember a pastor in our city of a Nazarene church. His son died in a tragic car accident. And who would have thought that that Nazarene pastor would call this Baptist pastor to come and to preach the funeral of his son? I can assure you that would not have happened prior to these prayer gatherings, prior to these prayer meetings and pastors coming together to love one another and to realize that our relationship could be much deeper and stronger. We're stronger together as we see the city of Hot Springs experience revival. But I want to say this, all those things are amazing, and we continue to do those things together. But the foundation of it all is prayer, is coming together. None of this was possible without the prayer gatherings and without coming on Thursday mornings to pray together. And so I just want to give you an update and say that what's happening in Hot Springs, Arkansas, almost 3 years later, is alive and well. Oh, if we had to tweak a few things and potentially go through a few adjustments, sure. Conversations have been had and to make sure that we don't get away from the main thing, which is prayer and praying together and loving one another and washing one another's feet in the spiritual sense. And so I just want to encourage you, as you develop your prayer gatherings and your prayer meetings, to keep on keeping on, to grow them, to love one another, to not give up, to not let little things that potentially could be obstacles or walls divide you, but stay with it and stay at it, because God is up to something. And I'm excited about Acts 4:13, and I believe that the best is yet to come. And I want to encourage every pastor in every community to continue to pray about what God would have you to do to make it possible to host citywide prayer gatherings and then weekly prayer meetings with each other. I love you, and God bless you.